Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel and welcome back to a new video. Today is a super exciting day as I'm off to the launch of Hadestown the musical. Yep, that's right, it's coming back to London, which is very, very exciting, and today I've been lucky enough to be invited along to the launch with the brand new cast which were just announced this morning. I can't wait. I bet you're also very excited. Let's go. So I just got my hair cut in Wimbledon, which is why I probably look a bit different to what I did before, but I've arrived at the destination, which is Jack Solomon's Club in London's West End, ahead of the launch of Hadestown. I'm very excited to hear from the cast, hear them sing and perform, I think is the whole idea of this. So it's a launch to celebrate their West End run, which is very exciting, and of course the brand new cast announcement, which happened this morning. I can't wait, let's go.
Was it AG?
Underside, way down under, on the underside, way down under, on the other side of his wall. Follow that dollar for a long way down, far away from the poorhouse door. You either get to hell or to Hades down. Ain't no difference anymore. Way down, Hades down, way down under the ground. Hound dogs hum and the whistle blow. Rolling, clickety clack.
Club and to the official launch of the upcoming West End production of Hadestown, opening at the Lyric Theatre in February of 2024. I'm Mara Isaacs. I'm a producer of Hadestown, and it is my honor and pleasure to share with you a glimpse into the world of Hadestown. I want to thank our amazing performers, Melanie La Barrie playing Hermes, Gloria Onitiri playing Persephone, we have Bella Brown, Madeline Charlemagne, and Allie Daniel playing the Fates. Later in the program, you are going to meet Grace Hodgett Young and Dónal Finn, our Orpheus and Eurydice. We also have some additional cast members who aren't part of today's presentation, but they are here with us, and I think standing in the back corner if you guys want to wave and say hello to the family. And our incredible band. We're so excited to have all of you here. Tonight you are also going to meet the Tony and Grammy Award-winning creator of Hadestown, Anais Mitchell. You're going to hear some more from the cast. We're going to share some songs, and our guide for tonight's presentation is Karis Matthews. Karis is a singer-songwriter, author, and broadcaster, hosting and programming weekly radio shows across BBC 2, 6, and 4. She also has a musical of her own, currently running in Minneapolis, based around Dylan Thomas's A Child's Christmas. Please welcome to the stage Karis Matthews and Anais Mitchell.
Thank you, Mara, and welcome to Hadestown. Good. Are we up for it this afternoon? Here's Anais joining me on the stage. Listen, Anais and I both crossed paths back in 2014, a very different scene. It was the Folk Awards, the BBC Radio 2 ones. You were performing, picking up awards. Here we are, 2023, celebrating this, the runaway success of Hadestown and the new beginnings of a new run here in London. 8-time, I'm going to give you some stats, whether you like it or not. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. 8-time Tony Award-winning show.
Woo!
Grammy Award-winning show. Woo! The longest running show in the 100-year history of the Walter Kerr Theatre. Woo! It goes down in history as the 4th time in Broadway that a female has been the solo author of a musical, writing the music. It also marks the first time in Broadway history that a show's female composer and female director both win Tony Awards for their works. Congratulations. Now it seems on the surface that it might be a mighty big lump to go from a leap, to go from being a performer and songwriter to having this kind of runaway success, and I thought you might take us on a journey.
Yeah, I'd love to. The development of Hadestown kind of into the animal that it is now took an extremely long time.
But when did you get the first thought for it?
Yeah, I was in my 20s. I won't tell you how old I am now. But I was in my early 20s, and I was just starting out as a singer-songwriter, taking any gig I could possibly get. I would drive for 1,000 miles for a tip gig, and I was on one of those long drives alone at night when this the chorus of "Wait for Me" kind of dropped into my lap as I'm driving, and it had some other lyrics that are no longer with the show, but they seem to be about the Orpheus and Eurydice story. And it was that moment where I thought, I really would like to tell this story and to make a long form piece of music theater.
Were you fans of musicals? Because it's a very different format.
Yeah, I'm not a theater kid, having met some theater kids now in my life, I realize that was for me, but I always was really inspired by sung-through musicals. I love Les Mis so much from the bottom of my heart. I love Hamilton. I love the Threepenny Opera, and I think that actually was probably the closest thing to an inspiration for this piece was Threepenny Opera. But I continue to love that feeling of kind of you're in a story, you're in the theater, but you also, the music just doesn't stop, it just keeps coming.
Were there any particular challenges?
Yeah.
Tell us about them.
Yeah. Right, well, I wasn't studied in theater or kind of dramatic storytelling. I come from songwriting and music, and certainly I always have been very interested in lyrics. Like I always gravitated towards balladry and sort of the Texas songwriter tradition of just like it's a little novella, but it's happening in a song. And so in that way, it wasn't that different to switch to theater. But there's a way in which people just expect and demand more from a song in the theater. Like they want a song to have results.
Well, it has to perform certain duties, doesn't
Yeah.
it? Did that make it easier to write these songs, or a little more difficult?
I mean, a bunch of the songs existed as kind of music world songs, and they felt like they were done, like they were structurally done as a piece of music, but they weren't doing what was required of them storytelling-wise, and it required kind of breaking them in order to make them something fuller and bigger.
Can we talk about that a little later?
Yeah.
But I think it's time for more music. Good crowd, I can feel it. So what are we going to start with, Aeneas?
Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get my guitar and plug it in.
It's a wonderful old guitar that we're going to hear. Is it 1940 that I heard you say it was?
Yeah, I think it's 40s, and I should know exactly the answer to that, but I don't.
83 years old.
Yeah.
Is it Flowers you're starting with?
Yeah, this is a song that is sung by Eurydice.
There are flowers as well, beautiful red flowers you can take home with you, by the way, to put in water.
And they're real flowers. In New York, it's like they're always plastic ones. For London. So this is a song that Eurydice sings. She in the original mythology, Eurydice is bitten by a snake and she dies and goes to the underworld. And in our story, it's sort of more metaphorical than that. She also has more agency because she chooses to go to this land called Hadestown, which is a land of wealth and security. She chooses to go, and then she realizes once she's gotten there the cost, the spiritual cost of that choice. And this is a song where she's sort of reckoning with that sensation that she's made a mistake. soft beneath my heels, walking in the sun. I remember someone by my side turned his face to mine, and then I turned away into shade.
Chapter with a quote. The genius of Anais Mitchell's work in Hadestown is that she takes a myth as old as time and gives it a new life, so vibrant and relevant that it feels as though it were written for this moment in 2023. Did you know when you were driving that car years and years ago that it would be this perfect to tell the story of today's world?
I had no idea what I was doing, you know. Really, with this show, it has just been one foot in front of the next for so long. And but I would say that a lot of times, as much work as went into it, as much kind of effort and sweat and blood and tears on the part of so many people, because this medium is just so collaborative, it always also felt like it was just like it already existed. Like it was just we were unearthing it from the ground, you know.
The best ideas often are like that. It's like, why hasn't someone else thought about it, you know? So tell us more about the plot. We've just followed Eurydice into this seemingly perfect world of Hadestown, and she's starting to see through it. What happens next?
Yeah, so obviously there are kind of two love stories in Hadestown. It's based on Greek mythology throughout, and there's the young lovers are Orpheus and Eurydice, and then the older couple is Hades, the king of the underworld, and king of industry, especially in this telling, and then his wife Persephone, queen of the seasons and of nature, and the older couple has this kind of ancient and troubled, crumbling marriage, and the problems in their marriage are kind of writ large on the world because the above ground world has become uninhabitable. You know, the combination of kind of the weather, the seasons, and nature being out of whack, and that being connected to the industry that's happening in Hadestown. It's not connected to the real world in any way.
So we've got climate change already.
Right.
That's one of the themes.
Exactly. Yeah. And Orpheus is a musician who believes that he could write a song that could fix what's wrong, that he could write a song to bring the world back into tune. And Eurydice is, loves him, but is also a realist, is living in the real world, and is kind of makes a choice to go to Hadestown because she craves the security that it offers her. And that's what sort of sets the thing in motion. So then Orpheus needs to go down after her to try to win her back, and comes very, very close to doing
You're
that.
from Vermont, and I just wondered, were you always very well versed in the classics, Anais?
No, it's not like I studied it or anything. But I did have a children's illustrated, like the Dolaire's book of, mythology for children, and I can picture that this myth sort of speaking to me even as a little kid.
What makes it so perfect, do you think, this ancient story, that it talks to us and you make it so relevant to today?
Well, it's fun for a musician. I mean, I know you're a musician. Also, it's fun to tell the story of an artist who believes that his work maybe could change the rules of the world. Because that's a feeling I think you sometimes have as an artist.
And so optimistic and so romantic.
Yeah.
You just want to sing about the world.
Exactly, yeah. And there's also something about the fact that it's a tragedy and that you're all set up for this Hollywood ending and then you don't get it.
Don't give the game away.
But there's something about that, like there's a strange, it's just anatomically strange, but also it feels so real. Everyone there's a thrill of recognition.
I love the first song we heard tonight. It's the sound of the whistle. Who has the whistle. Have you still got it with you, Mel?
It's on the thing.
Oh my gosh, you better watch it. Don't take it home with me. So that was kind of like a railway station. There's movement, and there was a trip we were going to go on. This next one's called Lady of the Underground. Tell us more.
Yeah, okay, so this is a song sung by Persephone, Queen of the Underworld, played by the glorious Gloria Onitiri, who was with us at the National Theatre a few years ago, and she's just kind of she's wiling out in the underworld. So hopefully you guys will wile out also.
But if you're like me, then hanging around this old manhole is bringing you down. 6 feet under, getting under your skin. Cabin fever is a sickening. You're stuck crazy, stuck in a rut. You could use a little pick me up. I can give you what it is you crave. When was the last time you saw the sky? Wipe away your
why we should stay listening to music the whole time. And this happens on stage as part of Hadestown. It's absolutely brilliant. Listen, so back to the journey of the musical. It's been born, the songs have been written, you've travelled Vermont as part of a community theatre with it. You've put it out as a record, this was in 2010. What happens next?
So we put this record out in 2010 and toured around with it as just a music piece for a couple of years. We actually came to London. We played the Union Chapel. Martin Carthy was Hades.
How was that?
It was amazing. He stood at the pulpit. You know, there's a pulpit at Union Chapel. He stood up there and sing the wall. And I always had wanted to kind of develop it further for the stage and make like a full-length professional, musical. But it took a long time to figure out who the partners were for that and how to do that. And I had to move to New York City. I went to see Natasha Pierre in The Great Comet of 1812 at Ars Nova in 2012, and I was just blown away by that production. I was like, who is this director? And it turned out it was Rachel Chadkin. And I reached out to her, and she became a very important kind of midwife and sort of tough love and a visionary, director, as well as our producers, Mara, who you met, Mara Isaacs, and Dale Franzen, both came on board at that time. And then it was like, from then on, years of development, workshops we did,
I want to know more about the tough love.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So you've got this idea for a musical. Did a musical director recognize it as a musical straight away? What did she say? What did she do? And how did you break those songs?
Yeah. So she had heard, Rachel we're talking about, had heard the record and loved the music, and we sort of talked about, maybe there's some missing pieces, let's get together, let's do a table read of this. And I remember going to New York, I had a small baby at the time, you were there, Mara, and we did this table read, and Rachel, when it was finished, came at me with a laundry list of here's here's what needs to happen, here are things that could be improved, or here's things that feel like they're missing to me, dramaturgically speaking. And I was I can remember at the time, and I'd never been through a process like that before. I was like, you got to understand, I've been working on this thing for 6 years or something already.
Did you want to put your coats on and go, okay, I'm going home?
Right. And Rachel said, and she has a way of saying tough things with a smile on her face, where you're always okay. And she said, if we're going to work on this together, you'll have to find a way to move past your fatigue.
Say it again.
Yeah, she said,
that's useful in a relationship, right? Say that again.
If we're going to work on this together, you're going to have to find a way to move past your fatigue. Little did I know, actually, that there was 6 or 7 more years that were going to happen of
working past your fatigue.
Yeah. But having Rachel on board really changed things, and our producers, and we did a bunch of workshops. We finally got an off-Broadway show in 2016. We went to Canada the next year, Edmonton 2017. We came to the National Theatre 2018, and then finally we went on Broadway in 2019.
You opened then at the Walter Kerr Theatre April 2019, winning those 8. Woo! Including Best Musical, Best Score, Best Director as well. What did you do? How did you respond when all these awards came flying towards you?
For me personally, I was just stunned. I was a deer in the headlights, like a dog who has been chasing a mail truck for years and then suddenly catches it. What do I do now? What do I do now? But then to zoom out, and kind of what was so incredible about it was the number of people on our team that were nominated, and then a bunch of them won. To see my orchestrators, Michael Chorney, Todd Sikafus, win a Tony Award, which I think they never saw coming into their lives. They're jazz guys. To see Rachel make her really inspirational speech, and Andre de Shields in his 70s to win a Tony. And also just to know that awards ceremony was putting our music, our story, in front of the eyes and ears of just the whole world, and because it was on national television, and I felt so grateful that we were put on the map by that awards ceremony.
Well, let's hear more of the music. Yeah, but am I right to introduce the next singers? Because this is an extraordinary thing. They've just come fresh from Sunset Boulevard. They literally ran through the rain. Got the thumbs up through the rain. 12 minutes. Member of the team timed it to the second. And so, yeah, shall we welcome to the stage Dónal and Grace Hodgett Young, Dónal Finn. These are Orpheus and Eurydice. Hi. Amazon Videos, The Wheel of Time. Am I doing it right here? That's you? Please give a warm welcome to Dónal Finn. Hi, Dónal. Playing Orpheus. What's it like to play Orpheus?
It's great. I mean, I'll find out in February.
And these songs?
Sorry?
And these songs, what do they like to sing?
They're stunning. Like, yeah, I'm very glad that we got to be an East today and to hear her sing her music as well. It was a beautiful experience. Yeah.
Grace, did you run those 12 minutes?
Did I run those 12 minutes?
From Sunset
Boulevard. Yeah, I made it.
It just finished 15 minutes ago. How did it go?
It went really well, actually. Yeah, I'm here. So.
Let's hear the song, shall we? Welcome.
Their banks for us, and with their gold be generous. All the flashing in the pan, all the fashion for your hand. The rivers are gonna give us the wedding band.
Lover, tell me if you're able, who's gonna lay the wedding table? Times being what they are, dark and getting darker all the time.
All the trees are gonna sing along, and they're gonna bend their branches down and lay their fruit upon the ground. The almonds and the apples, the sugar from the maple, the trees are gonna lay the wedding table.
About that and the style you ended up with and the feel, because it just feels so alive and analog and jazzy and wonderful.
Yeah, you know, actually that last song is kind of a good example because what you just heard performed is kind of like the songwriter version of that song, which is condensed, and that would be on like the 2010 studio record. And then it was like, well, how do we make this song actually work hard enough on behalf of the storytelling that needs to happen on stage? And oftentimes I found like what it required was these intros and these outros and these long bridges, and I think that's the musical theater thing. So in the middle of that song, there's a moment where there's an exchange between the two of them, and Eurydice says, like, okay, so show me this song you're working on that's going to change the world. And he says, it's not finished, and she sort of cajoles him into doing it, and then he sings a bit of his epic melody, and some magic happens in the middle of that, or at the end of that. And so you see that he actually does have magic in his music. And then when you come to the end of the song, it's as if something has changed. They're like the alchemy of the room has changed. And that I learned that again and again in trying to learn how to write for the theater, that there had to be a result. You know, the song had to land somewhere where there was a revelation or a result, and that there's travel that had happened and you landed in a different spot.
Like Orpheus, you invite the audience to imagine how the world could be. Tell us more.
Yeah, the tragedy of Orpheus, I think, is he, and this was actually one of the big learning curves of the show that happened a lot in London at the National Theatre, was just trying to figure out who this character is of Orpheus. And for many years and in many productions, he came across as, because he's mythologically, he's an optimist, he's a dreamer, he believes he can do this impossible thing. So he came across kind of like overconfident, like he was this, you know, I got this guy.
You didn't really like him in that sense?
Yeah, right, we needed audiences
Too goody two shoes or something?
Yeah, right, not enough struggle or something, and we needed audiences to fall in love with him for the story to actually matter at all. And then it became more and more clear that who he is he's like this very naive character, and he has that thing that a lot of artists have where they have a vision, they have this beautiful capacity to see the way the world could be, but they're actually not that good at living in the world the way it is, you know. And you can sort of forgive them for it and sort of not. That's the thing about that. And part of what happens in his arc is that he starts out as this very pure character that is purely in service of his art, his muse, his vision. And then it's almost like by the end of the show, he's seen too much of the world, like he's had too many experiences to hold on to that vision. And I think that's one of the things about Hadestown. It's like this the world we live in. There is young people come up and they look at the world and they say, this is wrong and this should be different and let's change this. And then by the time they're, you know, older,
you have kids and you don't sleep and then you have to work and you get a mortgage, and then what happens?
And then there's a new...
Hang on a minute.
We're going for it here.
What happens in the end? Oh no, don't tell us.
But the beautiful cyclical nature of it, that there's always another young person, there's always a new generation, there's always a springtime, keeps coming around.
I think it's time for more music.
Okay.
What is it going to be? Just tell us. I think it's When the Chips Are Down.
Okay, so we're going to hear a song from the Fates. The Fates are these delicious, vicious, sort of oftentimes act as the voices in the heads of the characters. And this song's called When the Chips Are Down. It's directed at Eurydice. Our Fates are Bella Brown, Madeline Charlemagne, and Allie Daniels. And we'll also do
What
through many stages, evolved to this point in 2023. Is this it now? Is this the final incarnation?
Time will tell, you know, I might have said that in 2007.
So you keep tweaking it.
Yeah. I got a couple
I'm looking at the
edits
musicians here.
I'm trying to make for London that I haven't done yet. I'm like looking at my producer like with
Because this is brand new. This is not the same show as appeared in London all those years ago.
Certainly, a lot of change happened during our London phase, and then especially between London and when we went to Broadway. So certainly, if folks saw it at the National, this will be a different show, and I think you'll feel that.
I love this line. Ultimately, Hadestown pits nature against industry, faith against doubt, love against fear, and delivers a resonant and defiantly hopeful theatrical experience. Aeneas, this is a new beginning. Can you give me 3 words of how you feel right now, about to embark on this new journey?
3 words, okay. Number 1 is always grateful. I feel so grateful. I guess I just have to do 3 words, right? 3. Curious. I feel curious.
Is there another Hadestown? Is there going to be another musical? Am I allowed to ask?
Should I answer that?
Well, it's up to you. You're the boss.
Yeah. Well, right. I will say, like, I've been having a lot of fun making just music because this thing took over that part of my life for a long time, and it's fun to be making records and touring again. But every time I'm in a theater, every time I'm with actors and creative people in the theater world, I'm like, oh, I gotta come back. I gotta do it again.
Because you know how it works now, right?
How?
How does it feel now, 2023, watching these great singers, listen to this great band, this great audience? How do you feel?
Yeah. I'm like in awe. I'm in awe. I feel, this is more than one word. I'm a lot. Okay, yeah. I think I sort of said this before, but like there's this way in which I know how much work went into this thing. Like I know how much time and how many years it took, but it doesn't feel like mine at all. Like it feels like it always existed. And that had to do with, you know, all of the creative input that went into it, and also that it's a myth and that it has existed for thousands of years, and to be able to witness it as an audience member and not be trying to change a lyric makes like a real privilege, and I'm so grateful that it's going to come to life again here. I think it's going to be really different. I'm so curious and excited to see what it is here. You know, even just the range of accents that we are going to have on our stage excites me so much.
When does it start?
February.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how are we going to end our journey here today? What's the best way? Can we get on the train, come with you somewhere?
Should we all go for a pint like after? Probably.
Yeah. But for the next few minutes, what are we going to do? What's the final song?
Final song. Okay, so this is that song that, you know, way back in my 20s, I was driving in my car, and the chorus of this song dropped out of the sky. Many years later, it's now sort of a centerpiece for Orpheus' journey and for the show. It's called Wait For Me, and the whole company will come and sing.
Can we all join in, do you think?
Please do.
Because I know some of you know these songs already, don't you? Okay, so I'm going to listen out for you guys. So thank you so much for making this special. Congratulations again to Aeneas and all the cast members.
Wait. How to get to Hadestown? You have to take a long way down through the underground, under cover of night, laying low, staying out of sight. Ain't no compass, brother, ain't no map, just a telephone wire and a railroad track. Keep on walking and don't look back till you get to the bottom lands.
Wait for me, I'm coming. Wait, I'm coming with you. Wait for me, I'm coming too. I'm coming too.
River Styx is far and wide, cinder bricks and rails, walls of iron and concrete, hound dogs howling round the gate. Those dogs will lay down and play dead. If you got the bones, if you got the bread, but if all all you got is your own 2 legs. Just be glad you got them.
Wait for me, I'm coming. Wait, I'm coming with you. Wait for me, I'm coming too. I'm coming too. Who are you?
Where do you think you're going?
Who are you?
Why are you all alone?
Who do you think you are? Who are you to think that you can walk a road that no one ever walked before?
You're on the land, you're on the run. Don't give your name, you don't have one. And don't look no one in the eye. That town will try to suck you dry. They'll suck your brains, they'll suck your breath. They'll block their heart right off your chest. They'll trap you up in your tiny nest. And stuff you up with cotton.
Wait for me, I'm coming. Wait, I'm coming with you. Wait for me, I'm coming too. I'm coming, wait for me. I hear the walls repeating. It's the falling of my feet, and it sounds like drumming. And I am not alone. I hear the rocks and stones echoing my song. I'm coming.
I'm taking a bow. I want to just say huge thanks to Karis for this amazing, for just guiding us through this night and all your work in music and everything you do. Thank you.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
As well. Never watched Henderson. So I just got home from the Hadestown musical launch. It was an absolutely amazing launch party for this incredible musical, which is coming back to London and is officially going to be in the West End from the 10th of February at the Lyric Theatre, and you can get your tickets. I'll link all the information below. Honestly, this cast were amazing. All of them were phenomenal. Honestly, it's going to be something really special, so be sure to go and book those tickets. Thank you ever so much for the invite. I previously saw it at the National and I really enjoyed it, so I'm excited to see what they do in the West End at the Lyric Theatre. But go get those tickets. It's on from the 10th of February. Thank you so much for watching this. If you did enjoy it, then be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!